It's cooking. We got Rhett and Link back. Well, not back in the building, but back on the podcast. Everybody in their homes. You guys staying safe? How you feeling?
Yeah, staying. I'm in bed currently, so I can't complain that much.
I just got out of bed to interview Larry the Cable Guy and came. I was going to do it from bed, and I was like, I feel weird doing an interview. Like I was like, I was in bed. So we almost had a little bedtime together there.
I mean, I am dressed, and the bed is kind of made just because I think highly of you guys.
In bed in quarantine?
I'm a weird guy. Yeah. I'm doing lots of weird things in quarantine. That's going to be the least of your issues if I told you everything.
Well, this frame right here, which I've never seen, is very YouTube vlogger 2009.
Hey guys, just
coming up another on the edge of the
bedroom.
Well, what other kind of weird shit are you getting into?
Well, as you can see, I'm kind of embracing. I've been embracing this whole quarantine thing. I was doing that before it started, and then I realized my lack of cutting my hair for 8 months was the perfect way to slide right into this lockdown.
You've been living this on purpose. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think people like people who kind of were internet personalities per se have a pretty big one up here? We're like we've been doing this shit.
You think about like the late night guys who are all of a sudden like, hey, we're doing our show from our house. Isn't that cool? And everybody's like, yeah, we've all been doing that for like a decade. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we woke up when it first started, and I was like, all right, this is just back to the old days. Like, grab the laptop, press record on the camera, and just start fucking around.
Yeah, I gotta say, well, I mean, we were a little bit rusty because we got a good team, and they make things easy for us so that we don't lash out at them. And now the only people I have to lash out at is me and my kids if they happen to be in the room. Like I got my 10-year-old like rolling the camera and stopping it, and it's risky business, man. But yeah, it's kind of like going back to basics, and it's
listen, it's time for them to start pulling their weight. You know, they've been catching these checks. Start doing some work, kids.
That's right.
Child labor. I've been pushing for that for years.
Yeah. Why would you not take the free labor? Now, Good Mythical Morning. Were you were in the same place, so it's a little different now?
Well, no. So when we started GMM, we were like in my converted garage, which was our office, which was like a 12 by 15 space where the two of us and one other employee worked. And so we would literally just turn the camera, put a card table in the middle of the room. We cut a hole in it and put a microphone through it. And then just the three of us did everything. So we are kind of returning to that. The thing that's been complicated is we're not in the same spot.
Right.
So we've got to do this split screen thing where we've got each other on a chat, a video chat. So we can, when Link looks to his right and I look to my left, we're kind of looking at each other. So it kind of feels like the show. So we got to have that set up, and then we're recording our audio and then recording the video separately. And there's not been one episode where something didn't get pretty much screwed up by us, but
that's the fun of it, though, isn't it? Like,
I
like our episodes better when they're kind of chaotic. Where it's like, I don't know, that's just,
right.
I mean, we kind of just say it's the Barstool difference because we're always going to fuck stuff. Even when we're in the same room, we're going to fuck stuff up. But there's a little bit more opportunity for that now.
Well, one of the things is, I mean, Rhett and I are used to talking over top of each other and interrupting each other, but now you got that little bit of delay.
Yeah.
So you've learned to not put any pauses in any thoughts you're having, because after a delay, Rhett will try to interrupt me or vice versa, and I'm already talking about the next thing. So there's this new skill of, I hear him talking, but I'm just going to barrel through. I mean, you guys dealing with that?
Oh, yeah. Bully ball. Big time.
Yeah, we're doing it right now. Stop talking.
Right.
No, but I think it is. I think guys like us and your duo have an even bigger leg up, because I do still think having chemistry, even with the delay, it's like I know his tendencies. I know what he's, how long he's going to talk for. The people who are coming in fresh to this, I feel like are no. Oh, you go. Okay, it's like, you know what it is. It's conference calls in the corporate world. Everyone on conference calls is always, what? Oh, no, you go. No, and it's just like So I feel like chemistry, you can still get through the whole via Skype shit or whatever.
Yeah. And as a culture, we're getting better at conference calls. That's one of the benefits of all this. Is there's going to be a lot less awkwardness. I mean, I don't know if you guys have done this, but we've been doing this.
Perfect.
We lost him.
We've
been doing this
thing
thing where we reconnect with our friends over video chat. I don't know what he was saying.
In years.
That was it. Okay, we lost you. We lost you for a second.
Yeah.
I think I took the thread and I continued it. So you can just keep going as if we never lost you.
Yeah, well, that was intentional. I was just trying to demonstrate the way the video chats can fall apart.
I think what you were saying was we've reconnected with like friends of ours from college, and we're doing video chats with them, and I'm starting to realize it can almost work. And now you can choose who you. I mean, you don't have to be limited to the friends that you can have right in front of your face. Like, you know what? I think I'm going to start opting for video chats over interacting with some of the people that I used to consider like my best chance of a friend here in person.
We were saying that with the interesting thing. First of all, how quickly like let's do a video chat has become let's grab a drink together. Like that's just immediately like, hey, you want a drink? Let's have a Zoom. But the interesting thing I found, me and my friends video chatted the other night for, I swear to God, 6 hours.
Yeah.
But when I video chat, it's like, when I video chat, when I do something like this, it's an interview or a show. So I'm always trying to like go, not have lulls. And they were like, dude, we can just hang out. Like we're in the room. Like
right.
You just shut the hell up for a bit and then talk when something comes up.
Oh, so you guys just hanging out, like you're just drinking in quiet, and then when something comes up, you start talking?
There won't be extended lulls, but it's not like, okay, on to the next topic,
You set the camera up like it's just put it in the top corner of your room like surveillance.
I kind of have it on this table and I'm just kind of chilling on the couch watching TV.
Yeah, you just put it back.
Yeah.
So they got like a wide shot. There's some crotch in the shots, what you're telling me.
I get that because we're doing like we've had a couple of meals with other families, and well, Link, your family has been one of those families.
Yep.
And they're hanging out talking, and then there's the moment.
Oh, we're hanging out talking.
But you got to just embrace
I don't know what he was going to say. We lost you again, but
every time I start talking, you're losing me.
You know what I think? I think we're discovering a new game here. You gotta finish your partner's sentence when he freezes. You guys, just pick it up and run with it.
Yeah, we had all of our families eating, and then we started to bit.
You're too shaky, man. It's not working. You're too shaky.
Can you tell?
See that one hand shaking
over. You got to take the ball and run with it, man. That's the game.
How is Good Mythical Morning going? How is like your industry in general? We felt in the very beginning there was like a dip in podcasts, and I'm hoping it's kind of back. But I think as people found their routines, they, for us, like commutes and going to the gym were a huge part of when people listen to those things. And now that's obviously out, so they have to find new times. Is something like Good Mythical Morning even affected by this, or are more people watching? How's that working out?
I'm going to try to speak without stopping. You just let me know if I stop, and if I do, I'm going to have to go take one of my kids off of the internet. That's probably what's happening. We've seen it be pretty steady for GMM. For our podcast, Ear Biscuits, we saw the same dip that everybody's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
For GMM, we've heard that a lot of people on YouTube are seeing more traffic, but we're seeing about the same. And I think it's because our show is such a routine for people.
Right.
So I think that if everyone's kind of thrown off their game, it's like people are going to sleep at different times, waking up at different times. So I think that the whole idea of getting up and like, I have my GMM that I watch for 15 minutes every morning before I go to work or before I work out or whatever. So I think that those people are not watching as much, or they're watching at different times. And then there's just more people on the internet in general. So it's kind of leveled itself out. That's my best guess.
I feel like staying steady throughout this is maybe like the biggest sign of success, or like the biggest compliment you can see, because when everyone's entire routine is thrown off and you stay completely normal, I mean, that's when you know you got like a staple of a product for people.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, at first there was a lot of scrambling trying to figure out, I mean, what we were going to do with our team. You know, we sent them all home in anticipation of that happening. Then a few days later, it was official. And then we knew we were just going to have to start making stuff. We didn't, you know, at first it was, you just didn't know what was going on. And are we planning for weeks? Are we planning for months? Are we planning? And, you know, so it took some time to settle into it. But yeah, I agree. It's like, if we can just find a way to keep getting a version of our shows out there. And, you know, we reduced our release schedule to just Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Good Mythical Morning, just because it's taking that much longer for us to make the show. And
Turn around.
I mean, we're still uploading it to be edited and utilizing team members and things like that. So but yeah, it's, you just find a way to keep going, and then just to get to the other side. And I feel for all the people who, you know, they've got more important jobs than we do, and they're trying to figure out how to do it, or they're not allowed to do it, or they have to do it because it's essential. And now all of a sudden they're putting their lives at risk and to stock the shelves at Walmart.
Yeah. Essential. The word essential is puzzling. I mean, a lot of them make sense, and a lot of them I'm like, that is not essential. It's most definitely not that.
The essential people do make sense to me. It's just not the people you've been trained to think are essential.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because their pay doesn't reflect it. But like, someone's got to fucking put the food on the shelf. That has to happen.
Yeah.
Are you guys cooking up anything new in quarantine? Any type of quarantine ideas bouncing around from you guys?
Well, the one thing that we have reluctantly but now enthusiastically embraced is TikTok.
I knew it.
You knew he was going to say that?
As soon as he's reluctant,
yeah. I feel like you guys would be good at it.
Yeah, well, we haven't really done any. So it's one of those things that, you know, when you do what we do, you see this platform that everybody's talking about, and you're like, we got to get on there, don't we? And luckily, we have the ability with all the stuff that we've created in the past. You could just take old stuff and sort of recycle it, and that's how we kind of started it. But now we're starting to think like, okay, we're here at home. I mean, I can film something, you can film something, we can edit it together. It's the whole idea is this lo-fi stuff. So we've got some ideas that we'll be rolling out.
Are you staying away? Or are you guys hopping on it?
I had it. I had 2 videos fall dead flat. And I think Bert Kreischer yesterday retweeted something. And it was basically like I had 2 glasses of whiskey, and I saw someone retweet something that said like, delete TikTok because China's going to steal your data. And I was like, you know what? My 2 videos stunk. I'm a little buzzed. I'm done with TikTok.
You deleted it?
I deleted the whole thing,
I'm watching.
I heard the whispers.
I'm watching now. You're born for this shit. This is right.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, you know what? I can't decide about TikTok. I was just talking about it last night with the comedian Josh Wolf, and like, there's a lot of reasons to make fun of it or to hate it. I think it's weird when the parents are on it and like in their teenage kids' videos. I think it's weird if you're just like old and single and on it and all that shit. But the real 2 reasons I don't like it. One, I'm not like a good dancer, and I'm jealous that I can't be good at TikTok. And if I was, I would just be like, fuck it, I'm awesome at TikTok. And 2, there's someone who's going to come along who's just going to like dance in front of a camera for 15 seconds, and they're going to have a better career than I have. And so the main reason I don't like TikTok is just pure jealousy. If I was
a hater, that's it.
Yeah. If I could do it and I fit, I would be like, you're just jealous.
Like,
so
I didn't even delete TikTok. TikTok deleted me. They hated my videos, and I was like, fuck you, I don't want it.
What I find most confusing about it is like when dancing, being able to dance really well, we're making fun of that now. Like, TikTok,
right?
Really awesome dance moves. How lame is that? I'm like, what? I would love that. I would love to be able to be good at TikTok. I'm just not.
Right. Because in 8th grade, we got like a dance circle going at the dance. I mean, that was your opportunity to like make a name for yourself for the rest of the year.
Right. Come on. That's that shit right
You know?
TikTok, I actually think, is kind of in the sweet spot where I don't think the great dancers get kind of go out there, I think it's like you're a good dancer. And I think that's the perfect spot to be in a bar where it's like I have rhythm, but like you can't see me. You know, you can tell I don't practice in mirrored rooms.
Right.
You can't see my feet.
I'm not awful. I don't look like I'm like, just trying to like I'm happy.
Right.
I also think and you guys have been around long enough to probably feel this exhaustion of like another app. Like we stupidly 10 years ago put all our eggs in the Twitter basket because we're writers and we're doing jokes, and now Twitter is like dinosaur type shit. But then Instagram came along and I was like, oh my god, I'm not like good looking enough for Instagram. And then Snapchat, and now there's another one. I'm like, how many are we gonna have to do? Where does it stop? And I don't think it ever stops. I think you're just gonna have to keep getting apps, right?
Yeah.
That was just.
I mean,
that was the worst.
It's a little encouraging, but when you go back into TikTok, it's evolving. So it's not just about the dances. I mean, there's some funny people on there. I mean, it's the strangest version of funny, but I'm kind of into that. So I think that gives me hope that, I don't know the guy's name. I don't know anybody's name, but you got the one guy who's doing like the conversations between Obama and Trump, and that guy's funny.
That's like
he's very funny.
Comedic like skits, and if you know how to use the app, you could do a lot of cool video editing. It's just that when you can't use it, you're like, it's just children and fucking weird shit. No, it's actually a pretty cool tool if you know how to use it. But it is just like, put me out to pasture. I can't keep up anymore.
Well, it's like the stages of grief, it always ends in acceptance.
Right.
And that's what these stages of new platforms are for people who make a living on the internet. It's like, you're like, no. Are people going to care about this one? Are they going to care about this one? Oh yeah. Now there's people signing with you who are only on TikTok. And then you're like, okay, we've got to do something.
Right.
It's not even just new platforms. It's even like new, I can't think of the word, but just like new little edits to already existing platforms. Like I remember when Twitter changed the start of the heart. That was the end. People were like, fuck it. I'm not hearting tweets. This is so stupid. And you get really passionate about it for like a day or so. And then you forget there was ever a different way.
Going from 140 characters to 280 characters was maybe the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life in the moment. I was like, this is the death of everything. And then, 2 days later, I don't even notice. So got to keep it moving, right?
2 days later, I'm like, thank God I have 220 characters here. I wouldn't be able to fit this 2 minutes and a half.
Right.
So everything is still rolling with Good Mythical Morning. Everyone can still find it as per usual, Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. Anything else cooking you guys want to get out there to the people?
Ear Biscuits podcast still comes out every Monday. The video version comes out the following Sunday on its own channel. And we're throwing up some vlogs too on the Rhett and Link channel.
On the old Rhett and Link channel, yeah. And I will say, in non-internet related news, just a piece of advice. I don't know if you guys have gotten into puzzles or tried to. I think everybody thought that they were going to do puzzles. My wife bought a 1,500 piece puzzle, and I just told her, I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't do puzzles. The reason I hate puzzles is because the end product is just the same thing that's on the box already. There's no surprise. You're just trying to recreate the thing that is already there, right? It's the most anticlimactic thing that exists in all of entertainment. And it's like reading the last page of a book and then reading the book. Why would you do this? And not only that,
in a world that is consumed with no spoilers, a puzzle is just a giant spoiler.
It's a spoiler. Like, it could have a surprise in it. Like, what if when you put it together, there was like a new character that was on the puzzle? What about that? That's something I might be able to get into.
It's like watching the last scene of the movie and then saying, oh, by the way, you're never going to get to this.
Right.
You're going to stop.
Well, especially with a 1,500. I mean, this was the War and Peace of puzzles, and it was a landscape with a house and a barn, and then it was the reflected landscape in a pond in the foreground, and so it was the same thing twice, except one part was a little bit blurrier. And so she's like holding up pieces, trying to figure out which one's blurrier, and I was like, "You're not going to do this." 2 weeks later, I see the puzzle is no longer on the dining room table, and I'm like, oh, what happened? Did you finish? And she just looked at me. No response. She quit.
I was talking about this with my mom just last night. Like, my mom did the same thing. I don't know the piece count or what the picture is of, but it was when quarantine started. It was like the whole world was like, we need bread, we need toilet paper, we need puzzles. Like for some reason, we were like, the only reason we haven't been doing puzzles is because we haven't been in quarantine. These are going to be great.
You see the puzzle pillow?
No.
The puzzle pillow. You do this puzzle on like a almost like a felt mat, and then you can roll it up and take it somewhere and unroll it, and all the pieces stay exactly where you put them.
Why?
Because you got to be mobile with your puzzles, obviously, guys. Come on.
Hey,
that's an issue of quarantine. How do I get?
There's nothing worse than completing a puzzle and then realizing that you want to preserve it for no good reason. So you're going through all this trouble to preserve something you spent so much time on, understandably. But then you're doing that because my kids have made puzzles, and you get a piece of cardboard, and then you're like slowly trying to shift the whole thing over to just
for
then
what?
Put it up in the garage on top of the Christmas boxes. I don't know.
Exactly. Say, kids, just keep the box. It is the completed puzzle already.
You need something like you said. You finish the puzzle, and then you you flip it upside down, and it looks like something different, or you gotta be like a spoiler alert where like a twist ending where I make a landscape, but if you look at it in this light, it's like the black guy with a huge dick, or you're like, oh my god. Then I'm in.
Or it just becomes money. Somehow you can spend it. I might be into a puzzle that is is a counterfeiting process.
I mean, the way the world's going, at some point, puzzles might be currency.
Right.
All right, boys. Well, we appreciate the time. Happy to hear business is still good. Everybody go check out Good Mythical Morning, the Rhett and Link vlogs, Ear Biscuits, the podcast, and stay safe out there.
Thank you, boys.
Stay safe,
You too, guys. Great to see you.